Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Please be joined by Brandon Reaume, the head coach at Flat Rock Football, and big win against Airport. First win since 2017, off to the best start since 2001. Brandon, how are you?
Thanks for having us on again. We're doing good. Team's playing well. We're feeling. I mean, that's a big win last week, so we're feeling pretty good right now. I can't believe like we're already a third of the way through the season. I told the kids that before the game. Like after this, like we're a third of the way through, which is wild. But we're playing good football right now, and we got a good group of kids.
Yeah. Yeah, what's really been, going up against a really good Airport team. We were talking before we started recording, and what was it like to just go up there and go up there and beat one of the big teams in the league?
It was a huge win for sure. I mean, like you said, we haven't beat them since 17, so it's been a while. Last year we played a real close game with them. We lost on a 2-point conversion. I mean, they're talented. They got some, like their senior class is really talented. The quarterback, receiver, running back, like they got weapons all over the place. And it started rough. Like we were down 14-0 like in the first 5 minutes, and it wasn't how we planned, but there wasn't any panic. Like we've been there before, like we've been down, and like I knew we'd settle in. Like we got a huge, like they had the ball up 14 and we got a huge fourth down stop. And then we started stringing some things together. We got things going offensively and defensively. But like I said, like we've been there before. We've been down, and like our kids, like they'll fight and they're tough. And we were able, like in my mind, when we were down, I knew we were getting the ball back at half, and I was just thinking, like as long as we're within a score, like we got to score before the end of the half, and then we're getting it back, and we'll have a chance to be right there. But by half, we had tied it back up, and then I knew we were getting the ball back. And third quarter, it was just kind of back and forth, no scoring. And then the fourth quarter, we scored twice. D made some huge stops. Offense made some plays. So it was a big win, real big win, because Airport had been rolling the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Just kind of talk about, Graham's confidence in the last few games. What has that been like to see?
I mean, he's impressive. I mean, he was impressive last year, and he's a year older, a year wiser. I mean, like two of the touchdown plays that we had against Airport, like he totally changed the play call on one of them at the line. He didn't like the look we were getting, totally changed it, ended up as a touchdown. And then one of the fourth quarter scores, the one that put us up, like he changed that at the line, like it was going to be an out, like our outside receiver, he was running an out. He changed it to an out and up. Corner flew up, and he just put it right over his head, and that was him. And he's been doing stuff like that since last year, and it's impressive to see. Like we give him a lot of freedom. Like we talk like on Sundays, like today, like we'll go over the game plan. He'll tell us what he likes, and like as the week goes on, like he's got specific plays. Like I want this guy here, and like our receivers are really interchangeable. Like we got specific plays where he'll say, I like him on this post, I like him here, and like our receiving group is talented. I mean, all 3 games this year, like 6 different kids have caught passes. We've had a different leading receiver out of two out of three. Like we don't have just one guy he focuses on. I mean, we've had that in the past where we got like just a stud and we get him the ball all the time, but we got a lot of guys, and he distributes it all around. So I mean, we got all the confidence in him. He has the confidence in the receivers. The line gives him a lot of time, and it just like all 3 areas offensively really have been working well so far.
Talking about what Jacob's been able to do. And I don't want to mess up his last name because I know it's a tough one, but
Pep, just call him Pep.
yeah, we'll go with that. How special is he to this team? And really also the offensive line has been really standing out as well.
Well, with Pop is I mean he came up as a sophomore and he played more secondary for us as a sophomore. Last year he started on offense and defense, corner and receiver. And he didn't score last year at all. And he's a great kid, just does whatever we ask. Whatever the team needs. And it was awesome for him. Like he got 2 touchdowns. He led the team in receptions last week and this week, scored 2 touchdowns. He had 2 huge pass breakups as well. Like there was a 4th down in the first half. They went for it, and tight end was going over the middle. And it's funny, like 2 years ago, they ran that same play against us at our place and hit the tight end up the seam. And it was a big play in that game, and they ended up beating us pretty good. But that was early in that game. They ran the same exact play this year, and he was all over it and knocked it away. And then in the fourth quarter, they went for it. They were on like their own 30. It was 4th and 2, and they threw it long on him, and he batted it away. So he had a great day. But like in practice, he sees all our receivers. Like when he's out at corner, when we're running like our scout O versus first D, like our one receiver, Adam Zaley, he just plays receiver. He doesn't play a ton of D. So like whoever that stud receiver is on the other team, that's Adam Zaley, and Pep goes wherever he goes, and like Graham's throwing it on Pep. So like he's gotten so much better because he gets better in practice every day. And then our O line, like they gave up 1 sack. I think it was on the first drive. They gave up 1 sack early, and then after that, Graham had a lot of time. Like pocket was nice. We rolled him. Like we were able to get the edges. And they've been huge. Like the line's been great. And we brought back we had 3 kids come back from last year. We got 2 new guys on the line, and they've just kind of filled right in and done a great job protecting.
Yeah. Who are also some of the guys that have really kind of made a big difference on this team?
I mean, Brian Booms, he's been a 4-year kid for us. He's our running back. Like last week against Grozeal, he scored 5 touchdowns. And that's the thing, like our game plan will kind of change just based on what teams are giving us. Like we can throw the ball, but 2 weeks ago against Grozeal, like that wasn't like they were doing some things differently, and the run was there. So Brian Booms ran for 5 touchdowns, set a school record. So he's been huge. Like he's our quarterback on defense, moving guys around from the safety position. I mean, he's been huge. Our line has been very good. Jacob Hagan, one of our safeties, like just watching our airport film, like there were so many times like there's a big run or a big stop we need, and Hagan comes flying down and just stops a kid right there. Like all our receivers, I mean, like I said, they're interchangeable, and we've never really had it like that where like guys know where to be. Like it used to be very specific, like you're the X, you're the Z, you're the Y. But now like we can just call a formation, and they know like this is where I need to be. Like this is the route I run best. So that's been really impressive this year with that group.
Yeah. And just to see what 3-0 to start the season. I know this has been, they haven't seen it in a long time. What's it like to have, with the opening in the new field this week as well? What has it been like just to be a part of this? Because this could be a very special year for this group.
Yeah, Friday, the first game at our new field. And I told the guys, especially the seniors, like you'll remember this game for the rest of your life. Like the first game on this new turf, the community passed a bond to, put the turf field in, which is, a huge deal and not always easy to do. The community's been awesome. Like my wife said, at Friday's game, she's like, I got there at 6:30 and I had to park all the way in the back. She's like, it was already packed at 6:30. She's like, I remember the first year, like I could park anywhere I wanted when we weren't very good. Like show up at 6:45, park right up front and walk right in. But times have changed and we've gotten better, and it's been a lot of fun. And I looked, a couple times during the game, just like looked out at the crowd, and it was like, this is how it should be. Like this is high school football. Like from the fence line, like where our stands end, all
Yeah.
the way to the visitors side. Like it was just shoulder to shoulder people. Like it was packed. And Airport brings a good crowd. A lot of people were there for the opening of our new field and excited, 2-0 teams. Like it was packed. And we made it to regionals last year. We had 3 playoff games at home, and like Friday was the most packed I think I've seen it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome for you guys. So to continue the momentum this weekend against Jefferson, and I know Riverview's coming up as well. What do you feel like you guys need to do in kind of this? I know a lot of coaches like to split the season into thirds and stuff. We're in that second third of the season.
Yeah.
So really a lot of teams, this is kind of really where, teams know what they have now. Now it's really kind of seeing kind of that, that push as we enter in these next 3 to get ready for the final 3 before the playoffs begin.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just week by week. Jefferson is coming up this Friday. I mean, they got a good team. They're young. They're a young team. And Riverview's after that. So, like we're into the second, third here. Like we got some things that we need to clean up. We were better on turnovers this past week against Airport. We fumbled, and it was a big turnover. Like we were going in and we fumbled it on like the 1 yard line. That was our only turnover, which was good. But there's some things on film that we saw, just like blocking wise, when we were looking at it and just talking over text, the coaches group. Like when they give us this look, like our receivers need to do this. So, we got a lot of things to clean up still, but it changes week to week. And I always say, like, what worked against Airport last week may not work against Jefferson, the following week. Like each week is very different. So we just kind of have to adapt each week to whoever we're playing.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck against Jefferson this week. We'll have you on again sometime later in the year.
All right. I appreciate it again. Thank you, Casey.